The August 2025 meeting of the City of Scranton Zoning Hearing Board will now come to order. Will the zoning officer please take roll?
Mr. Gattens?
Here.
Mr. D'Antona?
Here.
Mr. Welby?
Here.
Mr. McDermott?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. In accordance with the Pennsylvania Sunshine Law, the board shall render a decision on each case, either at the end of each hearing or within 45 days of the hearing. If you are to give testimony in a case, please come to the podium, raise your right hand, and wait to be sworn in. After being sworn in, state your name and address, then proceed with your testimony. Also, anyone giving testimony who does not become a party to the case may obtain a written decision from the zoning office. I also have two announcements of law. If you are granted a variance or a special exception, you must wait 30 days from the date of our decision to obtain the necessary permits to start work. However, you may obtain a permit sooner by signing a waiver, and any work done during that 30-day period is at your own risk. A favorable decision by this board shall expire 12 months from the date of said authorization in accordance with Article 10.3C of the zoning ordinance. If you fail to obtain the necessary permits or do not comply with any or all conditions of said authorization, you must seek an extension. Are there any remarks from the board?
Mr. Chair, I just want to give a reminder, Mr. D'Antona wasn't here at the last meeting, and we took testimony on the very first case tonight, the River Street, so at this point, he won't be able to participate when it comes time to vote. Okay, thanks.
We'll call now the first case. David Paramo seeks a variance.
Hang on.
Excuse me, Jake, can you attest to the postings?
Oh, I can attest to that. There were postings, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Now you can go.
We will now call the first case. David Paramo seeks a variance to allow use of an auto repair shop with car inspection capabilities at 1016 Rear River Street in the R9 zone. Is there anyone here to testify on behalf of this project?
Mr. Parama? State your names, please.
Hi, my name is Anna Gonzalez, and David Paramo, my husband.
Okay, if you could just speak up to the microphone and you can proceed.
Okay. So we're here today just because as part of a process that property at 1016 Rear River Street was formerly used as Gavin Auto's shop. It was used before, ever since, unfortunately, the previous owner passed away, and so it was vacant for a while. So we're just pretty much looking to have the variance reinstated so we can go ahead and be able to use it for an auto shop and state inspections. I know it's a whole process. It's going to take time if approved, because we still have to do renovations and a lot of work in there. So we're here just for that, to see if we're allowed to do that, so we can go ahead and start doing, follow the process through to make it to what it once was. And if for some reason it's not allowed, then it's okay. We're just taking this as part of a process, so to see if we can have it back to how it was before.
I think your application says it's a 3-car garage there.
It is currently a 3-car garage. It has parking in the front and in the back as well.
Are you purchasing this garage if this is approved?
Yes.
So how much land do you have around that garage?
It seems on the paperwork, it says it's 2,400 square feet, I believe so.
But on each side of the garage, how much would you have on the left and the right looking at the garage?
¿Cuánto?
Entonces mide 20 por 50.
The front, we're assuming it's 20 by 50 in the front area, and in the back, I know the back is a little bit larger. It's, ¿cuándo sabes más o menos?
Es como 20 por 30, ¿no?
Probably like 20 by 30 in the back.
So I've seen that you're going to do inspections, stuff like that. So will there be cars stored overnight on the outside?
We're planning to not have it like invaded of cars. We're thinking of having like a
So
minimal.
Is the answer yes? You're going to have cars there overnight?
Yes, yes.
Are you doing any kind of body work in that garage?
No, we don't think so. Nothing major. Maybe if anything, oil change, if anything.
So
But-
your answer isn't what I want to hear. It's a yes or no. I don't think so. It means you possibly could do body work in the garage.
Okay, yes.
So you'll be doing body work?
Okay, yes.
Okay. So that entail painting as well?
What was that?
That entail painting of cars as well?
No painting. No painting.
If you're
cars.
doing body work, aren't you going to finish?
No, body work is mechanical.
Just like mechanical work, like change of,
So you're not going to do any kind of collision repair?
no, nothing,
Okay.
no.
All right. What would your hours of operation be?
We're thinking 9 to 5, or just minimum of 8 hours, or
How many days a week?
5 days.
Okay. I don't have any other questions. You guys?
If there's anybody.
Well, we heard testimony the last time.
Yeah, we had heard testimony from Mr. Bond, Mr. Abad, Cesar Jimenez, Mr. Fleckman, and Ms. Olecki, I believe it is, all of which are objecting to the use as
And we can
an
open
auto
it up
shop.
if anyone else is here to.
Yeah, I just want to put on the record
Yeah.
that the testimony taken at the last hearing will become part of tonight's record.
So we're going to ask you, if you testified at the last hearing, we have your testimony. If there's,
If you have any,
Anybody
yeah, if you have any
Not
questions.
testified last meeting, you can testify tonight. Is there anybody here that did not speak that wishes to testify?
Will we speak if there's been additional information that we've learned since the last meeting?
Yes. Or if you have specific, you can also speak if you have specific questions for the applicants.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Please take the podium.
Tim Ruddy, 1009 River Street, Scranton. I'm directly right across the street from 1016. Now, there's two businesses that's going to be in that spot. There's a hairdressing business in the front, and the garage would be in the back. And it's only one lot, so you're combining a lot of traffic in one small area. It's not very big at all. I can't say if they were correct in what they said on their specifications for parking and stuff like that, but it is very, very small. And River Street, the 1000 block, I can attest, it's very, very busy street. Parking is really, really tough. I can't even park in front of my house most of the time. So I just wanted to bring that up. If you guys, do a drive-by, you can definitely see that it's very, very cramped space right there. They have
we
cars.
go out to all the property, so We go out to all the properties
Oh.
before the meeting, so we did see it.
That's great. Okay. But with the two businesses that close together, I just think it would be really a lot of coming and going for a residential neighborhood in that area.
So I have a question, I have a question for you, maybe you could answer. The hair salon in the front, do they park in the back of that building?
I really couldn't say yes or no. I know she does, the owner does. She parks in the back of her house. And maybe one or two, if the street is blocked, parked, sure, that's probably the only option that they would have.
Okay.
Would be park in the back. Not on their property, but on the little bit that they had there.
Thank you.
I have a question. How long have you been there?
That's been an old family home. I've been there about 70 years.
Okay. When the auto shop was there previously, was there a business in the front?
I moved together, and that was their home in the front.
That was their home in the front. It wasn't a business.
It wasn't a business. It was a home.
Thank you.
Good?
I have a question for, not either of these. Talking parking for the beauty salon, how many chairs are in there?
They don't own it.
You don't know?
We don't own the
Okay.
beauty salon, no.
Okay, that makes a difference with parking, big time. Okay.
She's,
Is there anybody else who'd like to give testimony that did not speak last month?
They could have spoken last month if they have something additional to say.
Okay.
Good evening. My name is Joseph Abod, A-B-O-D. I live at 403 Stafford Avenue in Scranton. The zoning ordinance in section 10.3 lists 5 requirements that an applicant must prove in order to get a variance. These requirements are also printed on the application form. I want to point out that the application does not address any of the 5 requirements. I'll just take a look at 2, or maybe 3. Variances can be granted only when the property meets all 5 of the finding requirements listed in section 10.3A. The first one requires that the property show, that the applicant show an irregularity, narrowness, or shallowness of lot size or shape, or exceptional topographic physical conditions that create unnecessary hardship for a conforming use. Proof is that a house-like, proof is that this property doesn't deserve a variance on that basis, is that there is a house-like building already on the property. So you can't prove that there's a physical topographical problem that prevents you from using it for a conforming use when there's already a house-like building on the property. Secondly, the property does not meet the requirements of section 10.3A, part 2, because it needs to show that the possibility of the property can be developed in strict conformity with the provisions of the ordinance. The property already has a house-like structure, which proves that it can be used for a residence, as the zoning requires, in strict conformity with the provisions of the ordinance. The property also has, the application also has to show that the proposed use would not be inconsistent with the character of the neighborhood. In this case, it does not meet the requirement because a garage will alter the essential character of the neighborhood. The neighborhood is now, and has been for years, entirely residential. An auto repair shop is contrary to the current character of the neighborhood. In addition, the required variance can only be the minimum necessary to allow a conforming use on the property. In this case, It does not meet the minimum variance necessary requirement because there is no example of why that's the case, no indication of what variance needs to be adjusted in terms of, for example, a setback or property size. Given that the application itself does not meet any of the 5 requirements, and in fact does not address any of the 5 requirements, an application thus prepared cannot be approved. The only justification that is mentioned in the application for the requested variance is that the property was used in the distant past as an auto repair shop. But the zoning ordinance currently states in section 9.2C, and here's a quotation, that if a non-conforming use is discontinued or abandoned for 12 months or longer, subsequent use shall conform with the current regulations of this ordinance. The property hasn't been used for at least 5 years as a garage. That was discontinued 5 years ago, and so at this point, any use must conform to the current regulations of the zoning ordinance. Those permitted uses in an R9 zone do not list vehicle repair garage as a use that is either permitted by right or available as a special exception.
Mr. Avib, you are correct in that, and that's why they're here for a variance, okay, because they don't conform.
Right, but a
So
variance...
that's what the application is for, a variance.
They're asking for a variance, but they're actually
Correct.
trying to change the use of the property.
Well, that's what a variance is.
No, a
Yeah,
variance...
the variance is to change to put a use in that is not permitted. That's what a variance is.
My understanding is that a variance, for example, if you wanted to put a house on a narrow lot...
Your understanding is fine. I'm just telling you what, if I go to court, that's what I have to argue.
If you wanted to put a house on a lot that's too narrow to accommodate a 20-foot setback...
That's a dimensional variance. That's different than a use variance.
Well, in any case, the use is not allowed in this particular zone.
No question.
Section
No question.
3.4 states that a vehicular repair garage is listed as a use that is permitted by right in a commercial industrial zone, which this is not, or in a light industrial zone, which this is not. A vehicle repair garage is listed as a use that requires a special exception in highway commercial zones. This is not a highway commercial zone.
None of those apply. What they're applying for is a variance for the R9 zone, period. A variance for a use that is not permitted in an R9 zone. That's their application.
In essence, they're asking you to rezone that one piece of property.
Not rezone, have a variance to allow
But
a use that's not normally allowed in an R9 zone. Yes.
The effect of that is that they will rezone it. They will place in that area a use that is not permitted under the permitted uses listed for the R9, and it is explicit.
That's the
Definition of
idea
a
of the
variance. Yes.
That's what a variance is for.
That's a definition of a
Whether it's
variance.
this property or some of the other ones that are coming before us tonight. They have a right to ask for a variance, and whether we approve it or not is a different subject, but they do have the right to ask for that variance in there.
Well, they can ask for the
A
variance.
block down on Stafford Avenue, the school that's going up was a variance.
But the school might be acceptable in this area.
No. We held that case. We had 2 days of testimony. It was done right. They requested a variance, and they got the variance for it.
Okay,
Not saying it's going to get a variance tonight.
I'm not disputing the condition of the school. I'm only saying that
But
auto repair garage...
You're cherry picking what you want. We're not saying you're wrong or anything, but we're just explaining what you're reading is you're reading it to what you want it to be for this case. Anyone has the right to ask for a variance to the zoning. Any zone. Whether they get or not is a different story. But they have the right, you have a right to come before something.
They certainly have a right to ask for it.
Yeah, and we
What
have the
I'm
right,
saying is
if
that-
we feel it's right, we have the right to give it to them. Doesn't mean we're going to.
And I'm saying that kind of a variance actually amounts to a change in land use.
Every variance does. Every variance does.
Not in the same way.
Okay.
Well, in any case, I think the application must be denied. Thank you for your attention.
Swearing again?
Yes, we're,
Yeah. I do. My name is Joe Bone. Excuse me. There we go. My name is Joe Bone. I own the property directly behind the garage on 1011 Hickory Street. I'm also representing my mother's property on 437 Stafford, which backs up to the garage, which is actually, she's unable to attend. She's not physically able to attend. I did speak last time, so I'll try to keep my comments to just new information. So certainly some new information, some of what Joe just shared about, you've got a very large and complicated and intricate set of policies in your zoning ordinances, so I respect that. It seems like the policies do raise some hurdles for a variance to be granted in a case such as this. I would respectfully ask for you to consider those. I mean, as the 5 points that were mentioned in terms of when a variance should be granted, I just ask that you please follow those rules and give it your due diligence. I think the other thing is, I know that it seems like there could be parking issues. I know that there's a lot of concern about parking issues. From what I understand, and again, I'm a novice at this, I've just tried to peruse your document as best as I could. But for a car repair garage, it looks like there's a requirement for a parking spot for every 250 square foot of garage space, I think. This is a 2,400 square foot property, so that would be 10 parking spots. I don't believe there's enough space there in the front lot and the back lot to actually accommodate 10. Maybe there is. If there is, it'll just squeak by. And then the other concern I have is I understand that there's a willingness to want to try and use this property for a useful purpose. In terms of a residential neighborhood, a car repair garage is a very different use than a residential neighborhood in terms of the noise, the parking issues, the sound pollution, all that kind of stuff. If you decide to grant a variance, I just ask that you would please consider variances for other uses than a car repair garage, because that will definitely disrupt the character of a residential neighborhood, which is what we're in. We already have enough issues with just the busyness of the streets around us. This would add more traffic and make it more busy. I know that Frank Avern's son was using that property to store his vehicles for his electrical business and things there. That was a much less disruptive use than what a car repair garage would be. And I have lived in the property. I grew up in the house across from the garage. I'm very familiar with what a car maintenance garage would mean to the neighborhood. It's been so much better since I've been back these last several years, and that garage has not been operating. It's a much more peaceful neighborhood. So just please consider the neighbors, please consider the residences, and please consider the zoning ordinances that you have and the way that they're stipulated, because they're very thorough and very complex. Yeah, so I guess respectfully ask for you to consider our issues. Thank you.
Is there anybody else that would like to speak? There's no one.
Ms. Gonzalez, do you want to add anything?
Well, the only thing we would like to say, I mean, I hear the neighbors, and I'm a South Side. We have lived in South Side for many years. We have lived in Scranton. We love Scranton. We have raised our children here, so I do understand their concerns, and this is why we're here, because we don't want to do anything that we're not supposed to or allowed, or that might, make the neighbors, mad or something, And we just try to do the things right. Like I said, we love Scranton. We would like to follow the rules here. We like it here. We're not moving anywhere, hopefully, We have many properties, and we try to maintain everything nice and clean, try to be nice to everyone. And with that being said, it's like I said before, we're here to follow a process. If for some reason you guys think that we shouldn't do this or give us other options, we're okay with that. So this is part of our process, just because we want to do things right. I understand the neighbors. So that's all that I want to add. We're not like opposing or trying to do something that we're not supposed to. But yeah, we all leave it on your hands. If it's a yes, wonderful. We always try to keep everything clean, get along with everybody. And if you guys said no, then we'll try to figure something out to, make it work with the surrounding properties. But this is why we're here. We're not trying to do anything that, out of our means that we're not supposed to. So that's all I wanted to add.
I appreciate that. Just one more question. I asked this earlier, and maybe I got confused. Do you own that garage now? Do you own it?
We now own it,
You
yeah.
now own it. Okay.
I have, we talked about it last month about, people coming out. We do listen to neighbors. We all have homes. My wife and I love sitting on the front porch swing. It's nice and quiet. But we also are bound by the rules. But we do hear and listen to everybody. We're volunteers and we just follow the laws, and that's it.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
On the motion?
Motion and second it.
Motion seconded, so take a vote.
Mr. Gattens?
I reluctantly vote no on this, I'll be honest with you. I think we have an owner that is sincere when it comes to taking care of the property and what they can do with it and can't do with this. And I've been doing this 6, 7 years now. I never heard an applicant say, if you vote no, it's okay. So you have sincere people here, I think, that would take care of that property. But I'm going to vote no, because it does change the neighborhood.
Mr. D'Antona?
I can't vote.
Mr. Welby?
No.
Mr. McDermott?
No.
That is 3-0. Your application has been denied. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
The application for 1702-1704 Cedar LLC, seeking a variance for converting 2 units to 3 units at 11119 Jackson Street in the R10 zone, has been tabled for the next month. And so we will call the next case, which is CESAR Gonzalez Guzman, seeks a variance to operate an auto repair business at 220 South 7th Ave in the HC zone.
Apparently. I do. Timothy Aikman. Aikman, A-I-K-M-A-N. 706 Linden Street, Clark Summit.
Are you the architect here?
Yes, I'm representing the owner who happens to be out of town tonight. Certainly. You're welcome. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about the application. I'm just here representing the owner. If you had questions that I could answer for you, that would be fine. I don't know much about the business he has proposed. I did see the letter, and it does state that he is asking for a variance. I think that technically should be a special exception. And I just like that clarification.
I'm going to be, go ahead, Jim, go ahead. You go first.
I'm going to say, if the applicant's not here, you're here to answer some questions. Dan, should we even entertain this case?
Well, let's see what he has to say.
But I'm going to,
Do you know how he's going to operate? What hours of operation?
I do not.
You do not.
Why do you-
What do you have? What do you have with you?
If you had a question regarding where it's an existing building on the site, and there are several other buildings on the site. So if you had a question as to where this was, or, that kind of issue I could address. I can't address the nature of the automobile repair business, his hours of operation, exactly what he intends to do with the
Then
building.
I don't think we should go forward with it. Yeah, I don't think we should go forward with it.
Why don't you make a
We'll
motion to
continue.
table this and have the owner actually show up so we can ask him questions? I mean, we're going to throw the onus on you, and we're going to get beat up.
It sounds fine to me. That doesn't
So
make sense.
we need you to ask for it, or table it till next month.
Will you consider tabling this issue until next month?
Okay. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Gattens?
Yes.
Mr. D'Antona?
Yes.
Mr. Welby?
Yes?
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
The
Thank
motion
you.
is tabled.
See you next month. Thank you.
Yes.
We will call our next application. Michael Tighe seeks a variance to operate a nail salon inside of a duplex at 1256 St. Anne Street in the R10 zone.
I do.
I do.
Michael Tighe. Your name.
And Elizabeth Type.
Good evening. We are here to ask for a variance to open a nail salon at 1256 St. Anne Street. A brief history of the property. Actually bought the property in 1997. It was St. Anne's Credit Union. I bought it and with the contingency to open up a home health agency there, which the board granted us that ability. In the early 2000s, when that business closed, we spoke to the zoning officer and turned the property into a gift basket shop. And then it became my dad's apartment until this past November. And so now we're looking to do a variance. My wife is a recent retired school teacher. She has a state license to be a nail tech, and we would like to open up a shop that she can operate out of. In our neighborhood, there are several active businesses. Directly to the rear of our property is a restaurant. St. Anne's Monastery, or St. Anne's Monastery is across the street from us. Hughes's Funeral Home is a couple doors down. At the far end of the block is a daycare, and halfway down the street is Maroney's Pizza. And we're also asking if we can install a non-lighted small sign in the front, free hanging, on the property. We do have parking in the rear. We've parked as many as 6 cars behind the property. And any questions you have?
I'm going to make a comment here. On an R10 zone, a personal service establishment, which a nail salon would qualify for, is permitted by special exception. So they don't really need a variance, they just need a special exception.
We don't have to amend the application for that, do we?
No, we're going to vote it as a special exception.
Your parking, is there an alley? There's an alley right behind it, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that restaurant open behind you? Is that open?
It is.
Okay. You know we're going to require to pave that parking lot.
Yep.
So.
Is the second floor an apartment or going to be an apartment?
It is an apartment, sir.
Currently.
Yes. There's a single man there. He does not have a car. He's been there for about 4 years.
So is there 2 apartments in there? The right side and up there?
Up and down.
Oh, it's an up and down? Okay.
Yep.
So it's one?
It's 2 apartments, one down.
One on first floor, one second
Yes,
floor?
sir.
Okay, thanks.
So in the salon, will you be the only one working there, or 1 chair, 2 chairs?
I think we're planning on 2 chairs, and so she'll be doing manicures and pedicures. So she would have both 2 chairs for a manicure and 2 chairs for a pedicure.
Go ahead.
Are we talking 2 chairs or 4 chairs?
Well, they're 2 different things, right? So
Right.
you need a certain chair to do the manicure, you need a certain chair to do a pedicure.
Okay, a customer comes in,
So there
do
would
we have
be-
two customers or 4 customers?
So, well, I would have 2 different chairs, but if there was like another customer, one could wait in one chair, but I can only do one person at a time.
At a time, okay. That's the clarification I was trying to get.
So you're the only employee?
Yes.
Okay. What will your hours of operation be?
From 9 to 6,
How many days a week?
Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
How big is the
So
space?
So the first floor is 900 square feet.
How big is what would be your salon? How many square feet is that part of it?
So the first floor would be the entire space.
The entire space?
900 square feet.
There won't be an apartment on the first floor?
No, sir.
So the only apartment is on the second floor?
That's
So you're
correct.
basically changing the apartment on the first floor to the nail salon?
That's correct.
Okay.
See if anybody-
Is there anybody here that'd like to give testimony on this case? The record show no one?
All right, I'm going to add some contingencies to this case, that the parking area be paved in the back prior to the CO being given by the city for this. Outdoor lighting, I know you said non-lit sign, but you're going to have any lighting on that parking area in the back or anything?
No. There's like a motion spotlight for when she walks out the back or
I was
something.
just going to say, make sure it's pointed down to the ground and stuff like that. How wide is the property? Like the
40 foot? 40 foot?
40 foot? So you can't get 6 spots in there.
Well,
That's
I've
50.
parked 6 cars there. You can easily fit 4. You can,
Well, you need a 9 by 18 spot. So if the spot's 9 foot, I'm just saying, I mean, your 4 feet is, if you get 4 cars in there, it's fine. But you won't get 6, because you need a buffer on each side of it. And at least looking at the property, the house, be on the right-hand side, you need a buffer because of the house next to you. If you reduce the number of cars, you still have what you need for the variance, or special exception. So the other contingency then, we're going to have you pave that parking lot and put a buffer up of some kind of arborvitaes or maybe a solid fence. So when they're coming in out of there, even if it's evening hours, when it's getting dark, the lights don't shine on that property actually, because they'll be complaining as soon as you do it once.
so there is a high hedge that comes from the front to the back. Recently, I had that pretty much trimmed down, and the back 30 feet was removed because it was pretty much dead. So the plan is to put a fence from where the building ends to the alley.
Yeah,
So then there's-
just enough to cover that yard.
Yep,
Yeah,
got it.
that's all you need to. I mean, a lot of times it'd be nice to put like a vinyl fence, a 6-foot vinyl fence up or something like that. Anybody else have anything to add on to this?
Is there for such operation, is there a number of spots that we need per square feet?
Yes.
Yes.
If the full 900 square feet is used for customers, and just because the building is not as 900 square feet, that doesn't mean customers are going to be using the whole 900.
Right.
So it's 1 per every 200. I would think the 4 would be sufficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm going to interject, because I live in that neighborhood and close to that neighborhood my whole life. And the restaurant that is currently there used to be the old Villa Maria, which is now, I believe, a Thai place or something like that. And I know this really has nothing to do with his property himself, but those customers don't even use their parking lot. They park on the front on Bryn Mawr Street. So there's really not a lot of, there's not a lot of traffic there where it's going to be a big commotion with parking.
But you know, Mr. Antonio,
I do.
we can't tell them to park on the
Right,
street.
right,
We know
right,
it's going to
right,
happen.
right.
But you have to.
But I just want you to get a mental image that there's not a lot of cars going in and out of that.
No, he's fine with the 4. Like we're saying, I mean, you don't need 6. You can wrap it
Yeah,
around
I
the
think
4.
the 4 is sufficient, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So when you pave that, it just has to be the floor. It doesn't have to be the whole yard either. So I mean, I don't know how much you have left over. So that's 36 feet. So you're going to have like 9 feet. And just on that one side, put a fence up. On the street side, you don't need anything on it, so.
Yeah, when I looked at it, you have the entrance going into the yard now, but for my views, if you took the chain link down in the alley, you could pull straight in, 4 wide, and still have a yard.
So the problem with that over the years were that the garbage from the restaurant would blow into the yard, so it always would blow up against the fence, right? So like, it was always a problem. You know, we're there since 1997, and that's been our issue.
Yeah.
It's kind of why I didn't take it
And
down.
it's still an issue. I mean, I walk my dog there every day, and they don't clean up that. There still will be an issue.
Did you stop and help them clean it up, or?
I pick it up, but the garbage things are full, so you know, I can only do so much.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm not bringing my own garbage bag.
I grew up in that neighborhood too. Went to St. Anne's, still frequent there. My family homestead is still right in that neighborhood. So I know the place pretty good too.
I'll make a motion with the contingencies of the 4 spots need to be paved, a fence, a blind fence go up on the, I'll say, the east side of the property.
Let's call it the residential side.
The residential side, thank you. And you said your sign's going to be non-lit, small sign in the front, that's no problem. So with those 2 contingencies, I'll make a motion.
Need a second?
Somebody going to second that?
Second.
Thank you.
Mr. Gattens?
Yes.
Mr. D'Antona?
Yes.
Mr. Welby?
Yes?
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
Your application is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will now call our next case. Ilma Navaro seeks a variance to convert a single-family home into a 2-unit home at 1109 West Locust Street in the R10 zone. Is there anyone here on behalf of the application?
See if there's anyone here to give testimony in the case.
Is there anybody here to give testimony on the case?
Ms. Navaro or anybody on her behalf? Okay, we'll continue the case till next month.
One continuance.
One continuance,
Yep.
yeah.
If they don't show next month, then we'll vote on it.
Okay, then we will call the next case. This is GCF Entertainment LLC seeking a variance to convert a former bar/restaurant into a retail art and hobby store with a small cafe element at 1829 Bundy Street in the R8 zone. Is there anyone here for this application? Please come forward.
Absolutely. My name is Gerald Fabry,
Can you just spell your last name?
F-A-B-R-I, F as in Frank. I'm here respectfully to request, I thought a variance, but now I'm not sure. Maybe it's a special exception, and I apologize that I'm not 100% up on it. I recently purchased the property at 1829 Bundy Street. That used to be the Wood Grill restaurant. I currently have a very small hobby store up at Lake Wallenpulpack, and when the lease runs out, I'm hoping that I would be able to move it down this way, where we teach art lessons and have lots of art supplies. Sorry. And we have lots of art supplies and hobby supplies, models, and ideally we could expand into board games and things of that nature. I'm happy to answer any and all questions.
I think he's right in that it should be a special exception because it's a former use was a bar restaurant, so it's a non-conforming use being changed into another non-conforming use, which therefore becomes a special exception, not a variance. Special exception is 6.3. The change from one non-conforming use to another is in Article 9E, which is on page 141 of our booklet.
That's it in a nutshell. Otherwise, I'm an open book and want to answer any and all questions. I'll throw out there, received a phone call from someone in the neighborhood who, among other things, mentioned that there might be people who are concerned that they looked up the company name and found a separate company that had to do with like casino gambling and other things like that. And I just like to throw out right now that that's not at all who I am or what I intend to do or would be allowed to do. So for what it's worth, that's not something to be concerned about.
So your application states you're going to have a cafe and a hobby type shop?
Absolutely.
Are they going to be intertwined with each other, or is it two
Yeah,
separate
same area, open in the mornings, perhaps for just coffee and pastry at most, something simple, a place for those who are interested in board games and hobbies and things of this realm that can also come and have a beverage and sit down and talk. And
What will your hours of operation be?
well, I can say that currently the business that I have up at Lake Wallenpaupack is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 11 to 8 p.m., and then we're open on Sunday, 11 to 3. I imagine that getting down here, adding a Friday and Saturday element would be something I would want to do. I can't currently do that just with my other job and having a 3-year-old and balancing all those things, but the intention would also be to have Friday and Saturdays. A little over 20 hours. 20 is the minimum, so during a week there would definitely be 20 hours.
You're not going to offer any kind of live music or anything?
Music? No live music. Okay. No.
Would you be entertaining such events like they do, a painting night, or where you would,
I'm sorry, what night?
where, you would have, like goes on today, where you would have an art thing where people would come at night and, do art and wine or whatever and things like that?
So
You see it all.
I would say no to that answer. I would say something that's in the realm of that are, I don't currently deal with it, but some card games, Magic the Gathering and what have you, they do have like midnight release events because people are excited about it coming out on a Saturday, so they do it at Friday. That's not something I currently deal with but in that realm, I could see something like that, a rare evening thing happening. Yes.
Is parking an issue, guys?
No.
Okay.
He's good.
I was wondering why you didn't raise it.
He's got a nice sized lot on the side of the building. So
Got it.
we got one got away here.
I think there are several benefits, as I wrote, that I've spent a lot of time in a restaurant, and the number of things that affect a neighborhood, many of those would be reduced. So in terms of impacting the neighborhood, I think it would be a decrease.
Now, the reason I say your hours, we're going to set a limit on your hours, but I don't want to handcuff you at this point. If down the road you want to stay open until 9, 10 o'clock, I wouldn't go beyond that because it is a residential area. So let's see if anybody else is here to talk about.
Anybody else to give testimony in this case?
No.
Show no one?
Okay. All right, so the only stipulation I want to put on it is the hours. We shut down at 10 p.m.
Wonderful.
At the latest.
Yep.
Again, I mean, once you get down here, you said at 8 o'clock now, but if there's events that you have that you want to expand this way, it's covered. And what's your opening hours?
In the morning, 11 a.m. currently.
So I'm actually going to back it up to 9, because if you're having coffee and stuff like that, there might be a time you want to open it early. I'd rather get this stuff out of the way instead of have to
I'm with you
come back
100%,
or somebody
yeah.
complain about it.
I
down
don't
the
currently
road.
have the cafe element in the business, so I hadn't considered that, but I'm with you 100%. Yeah.
I mean, you have the parking, you have everything you need there. I don't know if there's outdoor lighting on the parking lot, but again, if you heard me say it earlier, I was going to say it. If it's there, just make sure it's face down.
Consider it to everyone
You
around.
have neighbors there that, you could go right in their window, and we don't want to have that happen. Because it just makes for a harder time for you as a business owner there. So just with that condition of the hours, he's going to operate from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. 6 days a week, is that what we're saying?
Yeah,
Yep, 6 days a week.
at most.
Anybody else have anything they want to put in? I'll make a motion with them conditions.
Second?
Mr. Gattens?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott? Oh,
Yes.
sorry. Mr. Welby?
Yes.
Mr. D'Antonio?
Yes.
All in favor, your application has been approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck with that.
Thanks so much for your time.
We will now call the next application. Zahir Akber seeks a variance to a single-family home as a 2-unit home at 341 Spring Street in the R10 zone.
Yes. Good evening. Good evening. My name is Zahir Akbar. I'm seeking variance to convert a single-family house to a 2-family house. I bought the house last year. It was used by the previous owner as a 2-unit, where he lived in the front and he rented the rear part of the unit. There are separate entrances to both sections of the unit, 2 entrances to each unit, separate kitchens, separate bathrooms, separate bedrooms. I was in the process of separating the utilities when I found out that it was actually registered as a single-family house. They are spaced in the back of the house for parking.
I'm going to put in here, because we've had this problem in the past, under a R10 zone, which he is in, a 2-family dwelling is a permitted use. So the only thing we can address is the parking and any other safeguards.
It's yellow.
So for clarity, you have a driveway on the side of the house?
So there's Spring Street, and then it's on the corner of Spring Lane. So it's actually a lane or an alley at the side of the house that you can get to the back.
So that Spring Lane is an alleyway?
Correct, correct.
So where do you have parking?
Behind the house, there's 75 feet to the end of the lot. And
Is there a drop-off from that alleyway down to your yard?
I can actually turn into it. It's level with the alley.
The property directly behind it looks like a warehouse of some commercial building. And who owns that land? Is that a road behind your property?
There is a road behind there, and then there are some buildings behind.
Because I don't see any difference in the pavement going from the building all the way to your property, which would lead me to believe that's not a road, but I don't know if it is or not.
I mean, it has a street sign there that says Spring Alley.
So you
Pardon?
Do you have a garage in the back?
It used to be a garage in the back, but it's rotted away and demolished, so just the concrete pad is there.
Is there anybody else like to give
Yeah.
testimony?
In the back.
Let the record show none.
Google Maps does seem to show an alley. Google Maps does seem to show an alley. Well, he should have. Yes.
garage there or something?
There was a garage at some point because the concrete pad for the garage is
Right.
still there.
Is that accessible from that Spring Alley or
Yes.
Spring Lane, whatever it
Yes.
is?
Yes.
How far back from your house would you have to go to get to that pad? Looking at the house,
So there's 75 feet behind the house to the end of the lot. So I would say 20 feet past the house is the concrete pad.
well, so at the end of your property line, do you have access to get into the end of your property line?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to ask for here is to put a parking pad in the back of the property.
Right.
So I don't know if you can access that spot we're talking about, because you're looking at the house, I'm pretty sure it's on the left side of the house, that pad. If you're on the street side looking at it.
It's almost in like the middle of the house. So it's like the middle of the lot.
Well,
It's hard to see.
I think I'd be more comfortable, because otherwise you're tying up the middle of your yard with this. You're going to try to put a driveway through the middle of the yard. I'm more comfortable approving this if you put the parking at the end of your property back there.
Okay.
Putting enough for 2 cars.
Okay.
And whatever the code is for that to do. I mean, you can check with the zoning office
Okay.
what has to be done. Because I really don't want to see you tear your yard up. I get tired of parking people in the middle of their backyard. It destroys the neighborhood in my eyes. But if you put it at the end of your property there, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
All right.
Is that something I have to do before this is approved?
No.
Okay.
It's contingent. You have to do it before they're going to give you the certificate of occupancy, the
Okay.
city. That has to be done before it, so. You guys have anything else? Nobody here? No. I can make a motion, Dan, with the contingency that the parking area be directed to the rear of the property.
Got it.
It needs to be 18, 22, 26, we'll say make it 30 by 20, 30 foot wide, 20 feet deep.
Right.
So it's enough for 2 cars there.
At the rear of
Actually
the
more than
property
enough.
coming in.
Yeah, and they'll go down Spring Lane, make the left and go into that, and then come back out again. This way we're not destroying your yard, which has caused a problem with the neighbor on the other side. You know, I mean, has to look at that. So with that contingency that the parking be put on the back and it meets up to code and up to standards for what has to be there.
Okay, that's the condition.
And that's the motion I'm making. Motion made.
Second.
Mr. Gattens?
Yes.
Mr. D'Antona?
Yes.
Mr. Welby? Yes. Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
Your application is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will now call our next application for J. Bass Realty, seeking a special exception to convert a vacant school into a multifamily apartment at 640 Hemlock Street in the R9 zone. As a flag on behalf of the city, we did get the posting wrong on the advertisement. The project is listed for 51 units. We had it listed as 63, so we have checked the building plans. It is in fact 51 units.
Good evening.
Right hands.
We do. John Basiliga. John and B as in boy, Asalyga.
I'm Desmond Ryder, so that's DESMONDRYDER.
And then Katie Kearns, KATIE
We're going to hold you up for 1 second.
Yeah, can we pause?
We're good?
Yeah,
You're good.
She was here for case number 3, but we continued it to next month.
Okay.
Hi, my name is John Basiliga. I'm the owner of J. Bass Realty, and we're here tonight in hopes to convert the former Nativity School and Convent into 51 residential apartments, a mix of 1 and 2 bedroom. Our interpretation of Scranton Building Code, Article 7, is that we're about 1 parking spot short. So we want to see your interpretation and ask for a variance for 1 more spot.
How many spots do you have now, Jen?
So
You own the lot on Hemlock Street, am I correct?
I'm sorry?
Correct.
You own the lot on Hemlock, you don't own the large one yet, or possibly down the road, the one on Orchard Street, side by the rectory?
Oh, no, I believe that's the one you're
No,
referring
we
to.
own, the one in green here, we have access to amongst these other lots.
We own this one, and have an access to this one for parking.
If you look,
So
we
the
have
one you're
it-
looking at, if I'm correct, you have the one on Hemlock Street, the long blue one on Hemlock Street.
This one here.
And then the courtyard behind the school.
The courtyard behind the school is
convent.
what we currently own, correct?
Yeah, okay. And how many spots, like I counted 17 in the, roughly 17, 18 on the one on the Hemlock Street alley side, am I correct? That one there.
So we were going to modify it. We believe that we could modify it to do a herringbone style and up that quantity for a total of 34. Between.
I only counted what was there.
I understand.
Yep.
Sure.
And how about the courtyard? How many are looking back there?
Well, that's the total combined, right there. And then we have the green lot right here at 16. We have access to the green lot here, which is across from the rectory.
And when you say the green lot, is that the yard?
I'm sorry, it's highlighted in green on this.
Okay,
on
so
this
that's the
document.
paved parking lot there. The paved one that's there.
Yeah, they're both paved, actually.
Yeah,
Well,
currently,
I know that, but I'm just saying, I mean, you have the other ones highlighted in blue.
Yep, so between the 34 and the 16, we're at 50. And to be clear, it's only 51 apartments. There was a mislabeling in the announcement, as that gentleman said. So by the definition of off-street parking, we are short one.
Now, that other lot facing, is that Orchard Street? Where the church is facing?
correct, that's the lower paved lot existing.
Right, that front lot. If you have 16
Can you bring that up,
spaces
please?
that you can use.
We have that all color-coded with the amount of spots per each area.
Yeah, we all know the properties. We've all been to the church picnics. But if you can use now 16 spots, but then when the other properties are developed, which is the church and the, whatever was that other building, if they did any work on them, they would need the parking. So then, how would you address that?
You know, previously, the property was used as a church. It was very busy, as well as a school, and it seemed to be able to accommodate that. But, you know, right now, the only property I own there is the church, I'm sorry, the school and the convent. In the future, if those other properties were developed, which hopefully I have some interest in, I think the rectory is no problem because we have the other lot above the lower green lot. So I think that would accommodate any units in the rectory. And the church would be, you know, something we'd have to figure out, whether we turn some of the green space into parking or come back here and use some of the on-street parking for that, for the sake of having development.
Could you bring that back up? Sure. So I can see it. Just want to make sure I'm right.
And then the blue, you're parking on the paved section. Yeah. You don't have access to that one section. The left side. That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, no, up here is what we own. Right. And then we own in here, which is also paved. And then this, we have access to parking, like, especially at the moment.
Do you have a lease agreement with the diocese to use that green section?
Yeah, yes, we do.
Long-term?
Yes.
Go to your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Looking at the existing parking lot that is all marked, would you modify that to maximize it more than it is now? I believe there is plenty of room that you could add.
Which one are you talking about?
We're talking this one, the blue one? Yeah. Between the church, the alley, and the neighboring property?
Yeah, for sure. I could see room for some parallel, you know, lots by the length of the property too, but we've calculated some extra spots in there that may not be drawn on there, but that was the numbers we have in the color-coded legend.
Well, go ahead, that's all right, go ahead.
In the beginning, I mentioned herringbone. That's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
Herringbone these parking spaces and maximize them in a smaller lot like that. It's a parking area.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, dude.
Just out of curiosity, I mean, I know you have the school and the rectory, or not the rectory, the convent and everything. That, do you have a right-of-way in between the rectory and the school, that little driveway part there? I mean, does that go with the school, or is that kind of split?
We did a
One that's
reverse
gonna take you
subdivision.
that thing right there.
We did a reverse subdivision, and we retain ownership of that. However, we give them access to it for now, but that is our property.
No, my concern would be naturally if it wasn't and somebody else came in and took that rectory and they had that, they'd shut off your parking in the back there.
For sure. That's why I made sure it was part of our property when we did the reverse on it.
I just have a question on the traffic flow. That piece that you're just talking about, going to where the other parking area would be, that there, and you said there's going to be a parking area?
Well, it's currently paid parking in here.
Right, but are you going to use that for parking?
What we do the apartments? Yes,
Right,
our intention is.
and the traffic flow, that's what I was looking at. Because it looks kind of narrow between the
I agree with you.
two buildings.
I'm not an architect, I apologize, but I believe that we have sufficient room here to accommodate both in and out traffic for the moderately small number of parking spaces that would go in that center courtyard. It's not like we're putting 200 parking spaces in,
Right.
you know?
One of the things when I was in there looking at, trying to maximize parking, which we deal with so many cases, that everything's parking. And the neighbors, rightfully so, mean that. One spot I was just figuring was on the side of the school, there's that grassy area that is like 24 feet deep that you could put
You'd be digging down here.
on this side,
Digging down with the foundation.
between the alley and the building itself. I mean, I was trying to calculate as many spots.
I totally agree with you. I think for this phase one of maybe what would be a larger project, again, I don't have ownership of the church yet. I would certainly consider that, to gain more spots, and even some of the area around the church if it happened.
John, how many units you put in the school and how many in the convent? I take it the convent's part of this?
Katie, I believe, has that number.
Yes, the convent is part of it.
It was 4, 8, 12 in the convent. It's 12 in the convent, so 51 minus
So
12.
39.
There we go.
Thank you, appreciate it. Sure.
You guys all know our track record with the buildings we've redeveloped in the area, and hopefully we have which I assume a lot of neighbors here. Just look what we did with the old giant carpet building down at Southside already, what we do at Parodi Cigar, what we do with the old restaurant Supply across from Tom Hesser. I mean, we do our properties to the highest degree. We maintain them, we have in-house staff, and I think it'd be a huge asset to this neighborhood to take a building that's been empty for so long and put life back into it, and hopefully with the remaining real estate around it, and we're not going to make it look any different than it is. We're going to make it look even better if that's possible. So I think it's a great thing for the city. I think it's a great thing for your neighborhood.
I think you're going to hear, and I think it's a fair guess that most of these concerns are going to be over parking. I think the 63 through, that was advertised, threw a lot of people off, even myself. I went to 8 years in that school, so I was trying to figure out where you're putting 63, but let's let them come up and offer their testimony, and it's good that you have your help here with you to answer some of the questions that you're going to get.
Sure, thank you.
Anybody from the audience like to speak? Let the record show no one.
There we go.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Will you please state your first and last name?
Could you state your first and last name?
I can't, people can't even hear what's going on up here. Very few. But anyway,
Can you state your first and last name, please? I'm sorry.
first of all, I'll say what you are.
Your name, please.
Hang on one second. You got to tell us your name, your first
Oh,
and
my name
last
is Ann Harrington, and I live in Southside.
There
This
you
is the
go.
first time I've ever been in this
You're
building.
doing a good job.
So anyway, what he is proposing to do is criminal if he tears that church down. But Mr. Basilica...
Ma'am, we're going to stop you. We're not here for the church. This is the school.
Well, this is the whole complex.
We know
That's
this
what he's
gentleman's
after.
not going to
Please.
tear the church down.
I commend you for all the work you have done in the city. You have converted many properties into beautiful tax-paying properties. As far as historic nativity complex, the school, the convent, and the church, are you getting federal money to remodel these apartments? Why do you need a variance? I'm sure you're well aware of their historic value. If you take pride in our area, get involved and donate them to Marywood and the University of Scranton so they can make an art center there for our young children. A lot of them don't have the ability or the desire to play at the riverfront. It would make them feel important, take up some of their time, instead of playing video games and cell phones and a vocabulary with nothing but the F word. It would give them a life. Get grandparents involved, ex-teachers, professional people, and anyone who cares to make a difference. You could set it up like a work study with the University and Marywood students. They could work there 6 months and go to classes 6 months, like they do at Drexel University in Philadelphia. They could learn the classics, learn to play an instrument, discover music, all kinds of music, dance and theater. It would give them a sense of pride in themselves and make them, they could even learn to sew a button. Our children are being neglected by our church, our schools, and our home. Wake up and look around. It's right in front of your nose. Look at Lackawanna County children and youth. Our county commissioner, Billy Gaughan, will fill you in on the details. And by the way, his great-great-uncle Patrick gave up his home so Nativity Church could be built. I watched John on CNN Sunday night. It was so refreshing to see and hear how he's brought up. Sure, they had a lot of money, but he had books and arts and just good learning and made him a well-rounded person. You can do the same for our youth. The structure and foundation are already there. It's crying out. I know the support will be overwhelming. Stop and look at gray hair and bald heads and do something for the youth. Look in the mirror and say, ask not what Scranton can do for me, but what I can do for our children and the future of Scranton. It would be long remembered after you're in the grave. As far as Nativity Church goes, Father Riley's deathbed wish was to be buried in the very dirt the church is built on. They tried to dig him up, but there was nothing there. He's there since 1907. Our grandparents came over on the ship, lying side by side in people's human waste and vomit, just not days, but weeks. They escaped starvation from England. They went to work at the historic iron furnaces on Cedar Avenue in the day and worked at Nativity Complex till dark. And after dark, the Polish, the Italian, and the Germans came and tore it down. Father O'Reilly's protested in life, and now he's protested in death. Are you going to desecrate his body? We just buried Beansy Culkin, who gave much to our children, and his grandmother gave, the only thing she had to give was her wedding ring when the church was being built, along with 100 other women in those days, including my own grandmother. So Mr. Basilica is getting a variance and taking more money from the gray-haired and bald heads. More important, our beautiful children longing to learn and notice them like beautiful flowers. Don't let them grow on the vine, die on the vine. Our area is ready and willing to set up to the plate. just like we did for McGee when he was building the stadium. Are you? I think his variance should be denied. Thank you.
So for clarity, Mr. Basiliga isn't here for the church. We're only talking about the school. He doesn't own the church.
I know he doesn't, but he has first.
Well, anyone can buy it. I just want you to understand that we're not here for the church tonight. We're dealing with the school, and only the school.
It's just a step, believe me, it's just a step.
Okay.
Man, first of all, I don't own the church, and I would have absolutely no desire to tear down a beautiful building like that. In fact, I've saved many beautiful buildings that should have been torn down maybe. It's just not my style. Second off, to set the record straight, now I've lived in this area my entire life, and I've created thousands of jobs. I have over 800 employees now, and I'm yet to receive 1 penny of grant money. So that if people think I get grant money or tax relief, that's just not true. I did try once or twice early on in my career, and I got denied. So I'm not here for that. I'm here to make Scranton better. I'm here to make it beautiful. And that's it. So I think I've done a good thing. I don't do it for any other reason than to make the area beautiful, and I'm proud of what we've accomplished with the help of my team and everything else. And that's just pretty much it. What I want to do is save buildings, not tear them down. And, you know, I could go on and on about how many we did that to, but yeah, never got a penny of grant money, ever. You could look that up. So some of the information you have is just incorrect. Secondly, I'm not a politician. Yeah, I've done a lot for children. Now, a lot of things we did down the marketplace at Steamtown, it's always in my mind to create something better for them. But I'm not in elected office. I only could do so much. I don't believe in donating buildings to the university or Marywood. They have a lot of vacant buildings right now, and they're off the tax rolls. So if they want to do something like that, maybe you ought to get in front of them and tell them the same thing you just told me. There's one on the corner of Adams and Linden, and Marywood just got rid of the deaf school. They could have did a lot there, but again, that's not my thing to do. I would do things differently. I'm the largest taxpayer, private taxpayer in Scranton right now. And like I said, I've created hundreds and hundreds of jobs. So this project will be just another good one. Everybody will be proud of it, and that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I just have a question about the apartments. Are there going to be any dedicated handicap-only apartments?
Yes, sir, there are.
Do you know how many now, or is it still planning?
There's going to be 4 in the school, and then in the convent, there's going to be 3 when the requirements.
So 7 total.
7 total.
Are you installing an elevator
Yes, we are.
in the back and the courtyard side, or in the?
It's going to be hidden internally so it doesn't ruin the look of the building. There'll be amenities inside the building. Biggest thing is not to ruin the integrity of the outside or the inside. There's a lot of beautiful marble wainscoting. There's beautiful floors, beautiful woodwork. It's all going to be preserved. You won't get the highest yield per unit here. There's going to be a lot of open space just because of that. I don't want to tear lobbies up and different things. So I was happy with the number of units we have, but there'll be a lot of preservation here.
I didn't have a chance to really look at your plans. Are you utilizing the auditorium for anything, or is that going to stay as more of a community room for your tenants, or?
Yeah, there's some other areas for community areas, you know, the breezeway between the convent and the school, and there's some outside areas as well. The gymnasium is going to have some open area, and then there's going to be parts of it that'll be built with a mezzanine and 2-story apartments with an internal staircase.
But we are retaining all that stained glass and all that Gothic architecture around the windows and stuff like that. None of that is going.
Good. I'm good.
And the square footage of the apartments, do you have an estimate?
They range between 865 and 1175. That's off of memory. Don't hold my feet to the fire.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Mr. Gattens?
I'm going to vote yes, and just an explanation. He is going to meet the parking. Naturally, that's going to be inspected by the city to make sure that he does come up with those numbers. I know Mr. Basilica's work throughout the city. It is top of the line. So I'm not questioning his ability to convert that. I've seen the buildings that he's converted and everything. Our concern, I think everyone on the board, was trying to figure the parking out. I'm glad to hear you have a long-term agreement with the diocese for the parking spots along the fence there. And I look forward to this getting completed.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. D'Antona?
Yes.
Mr. Welby?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
Your application has been approved.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good job on all your stuff. I mean, obviously, everybody in the city knows
Thank you,
that.
sir.
You're doing beautiful work.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
We will now call our last case for Carmela Williams seeking a variance to convert a property into a duplex at 508 Electric Street in the IL zone.
My name is Robert Williams.
Carmela Williams? Can we pause until we're done talking over here?
Yeah.
Well, she can swear them in.
Oh, okay.
Before we get far, are we adjusting the schedule here? Is that the third case?
If the owner is here, would it be better for us to hear it, or is the motion carried?
We can't hear it now because there are other people there that we're going to testify.
So, because the other members of the audience that were here to testify in your case are no longer here, we cannot hear your case again, so you will be continued to next month.
Go. Just swear one more in.
Your name. Your name.
They're all good?
Gladys DeSavino. DESAVINO.
Go ahead, you may proceed.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gladys. I am Bob and Carmela's realtor, and Carmela and Bob own the property on Electric Street. We would like to have their property approved as a 2-unit. We're currently under contract. I'm the dual agent for the sale, and it's contingent on the approval.
What are your plans for it? I know it's down as a 2-unit.
Our plan is just to sell it. We have a buyer, but he wants to make a 2-unit out of it. It was a store before with an apartment upstairs, and back in the old days, they had a boarding house on the side. And everything is still there at the boarding house, and there's no way to get in there from the one side to the other. Got a back door, there's no front door, so they're going to have to put a front door to get into the second side.
There was a front door.
There was a front door, but you can see where it was taken out of there if you look at the picture.
How many rooms on the side in question, the boarding house
On the
side?
side in question?
Three.
There's
Three bedrooms and
3 bedrooms,
kitchen,
3 rooms,
bathroom,
yeah.
and living room.
So he's going to split it into 2, that's what we're here for,
Yes.
right? He's going to put a door, if someone's going to put a
put
door
in the front. and There's already a door in the back.
Right, we need a door in the front,
Yes.
okay? And the parking pad can be utilized for,
What's that?
the parking pad that's there can be utilized for that side there.
Well, for the side there, and then on the other side, there's another parking spot.
There's actually 3.
3 parking spots.
Does anyone live in the house now at all?
No,
When's the last time someone lived there?
in October.
Okay. How many bedrooms on the main side, the left
On the main
side?
side,
There's 3 bedrooms.
Three on each side? So, Dan, if I'm correct, they need one spot, the same as that one
But there
case
was a
for
grocery
her.
store on the bottom on the left.
Hang on,
and
hang
there
on,
was a
hang on,
living-
hang on.
Yeah, they'll have two spots is all they need.
2 spots?
2 units, 2 spots.
Well, the 1 unit was there, right?
Well, when you change from one, I always feel that you need the 2 spots. then.
Okay, that's fine with me, especially going in the future. So on the right side, you have the parking pad. On the left side, you have like a driveway right there.
Right.
Okay. I don't have any other questions. Hang on one second. We're going to shake these people out here. You got 'em? Thank you. Anybody have?
Yeah, anybody like to give testimony?
No.
Record show, no one.
Any other questions?
Would you like to add anything else?
No, we'd just like to help us out.
Well, we got to, and I'm sure the city's going to realize that the door has to be put in the front before they get, it has to be another
Yeah, there
entrance and
definitely has
egress.
to be a back door and front door.
Yeah. The parking pad that's there is usable. They're not applying for a parking pad because the one already exists there. And on the left side, there is a driveway. I don't think they have to go back all the way behind the house. They can park in that driveway, as long as you're not blocking the sidewalk.
Right.
Which becomes a major problem in this city. I have nothing else on it.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Mr. Gattens?
Yes.
Mr. D'Antona?
Yes.
Mr. Welby?
Yes?
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
You, all in favor? You've been approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?